Falcon fans, it's your boys from Dirty Fanatics United coming back with episode number 9 on the shelves for you. This is your coach, Chase.
This is your co-host, Philip.
Let's start the show.
You're watching Dirty Fanatics United, a Falcon podcast.
Falcon fans, you heard it from the man yourself. This is a Falcons podcast, and we're going to bring you some content today. Quick rundown on our topics today. We're going back with the red throwback this year, 3 times out of the season. No pup list for Kyle Pitts. Who is fighting for a spot? Giveaway details. And something new we're introducing here to the show, and a trivia show. So 3 little small trivia questions for you, Philip. Enough with what we got going on today in the show. Philip, how you been? What's going on, brother? How's life treating you?
I've been good. It's been a great week. Just blessed to make it through a whole week. Just blessed and be here tonight.
Yes, sir. Always blessed to be able to talk some Falcon football and do what we love here on the podcast. So shout out to everybody that tunes in tonight. Anybody that leaves a comment, if you're here watching, make sure you leave a comment so we know who you are. I can see you're viewing, but I cannot see who it is viewing. So if you would drop a comment, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. Hit that like, hit that share. If you like what you're watching, we definitely appreciate you if you have already subscribed. Channels grew tremendously, and we could not grow without you guys. So we appreciate y'all 100%.
Tell your friends.
Jumping straight into it here, Philip. The red throwbacks are back, baby. My personal favorite definitely needs to be, I think, our home always. You know what I'm saying? That should be our number one apparel right there, I think, with the red helmet. The red helmet's fresh. Philip, your thoughts on the red helmet? Give me some dates and give me some games and times that we'll be playing in the red throwbacks.
All right, so the helmet in general just gives me good times. I just remember back in 2012 when Matty Ice, Roddy White, all them good Tony Gonzalez. That's when I mainly remember seeing them. Born in 01 and everything, but it was some good times, and it's just I don't know, man. It's just something special about it. I don't know. But I'm gonna hear
that being Fred. That's what's Who do we play on these days, bro? 9-17, 10-15, 11-26. 9-17 itself is a pretty early game. So coming out of the gate, I believe
week 2.
Week 2, straight out the gate with a throwback helmet. If that don't tell you Arthur Smith loves the throwback, I don't know what does. Fill us on the dates, the times, and what game it is.
Week 2 will be at home. Well, obviously they're all at home, but it'll be the 17th of September at 1:00 against Green Bay. We're going to try to get the dub there.
Looking fresh doing it too, huh?
Yeah. Second game is October 15th at 1 p.m. against Washington.
Nice.
Still don't know what to call them, by the way. They talking about but anyway.
Right.
And then November the 26th is going to be against the New Orleans Saints at 1 p.m. as well. We're going to have to put a beating on them boys while looking fresh.
That's right. So y'all heard it, man. Throwbacks back for 3 games this season. A little more, I think, last year we had 2 throwback games, Philip? Yeah, 2. I made it to actually both throwback games.
I think it was 2.
I think it was 2. Either way, I made it to 2 throwback games last year. So to see that was cool. To experience the red helmet in person last year being the first year they introduced it back was pretty dope. Jumping right into it, man. There's something that's easing its way right around the corner. Training camp's right around the corner. Rookies have already actually made it there. Rookies are out there doing their workouts, training, learning the playbook, doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Doing their thing.
Philip, we're going to talk a little bit about training camp battles. Who who would you say your training camp battle is, and why? And who would you pick to win that training camp battle?
Okay, so I've talked about it multiple times. I think my favorite one to look at, I could say other ones, but this is my favorite one, and I've said it
No, yeah,
multiple
you can
times.
say multiple.
But
yeah, it don't matter.
My main one that I'm gonna say is the D. Alford and Mike Hughes running.
You
To me,
stole
that is
mine,
interesting. That's my most interesting running. I just feel like it's gonna be a good battle to see which one gets the job. But I do think D. Alford will obviously get the. I think he will pull out with the starting job and continue to do his thing.
You actually stole my training camp battle, sir. So I'll carry it to the other side of the football, and I'll go with left guard Matt Hennessy and Matt Bergeron. To me,
That's
that
a
is
good
the
one.
biggest. That's the biggest void that you're trying to fill this offseason. That's a spot that's got to be 100%. That's a spot that protects our quarterback that's going into year 2. So to have a solid O-line to come in with a top 10 run offense, a top 15 pass offense would be amazing for not only Bijan, London, and Kyle Pitts and Scotty Miller, but for Drake London and Desmond Ritter. It's huge for Desmond Ritter because that's to me, that's what's going to define this season, how great our offensive line comes back and bounces back, because we've seen it before, Philip. Teams do great one year with the same scheme, and then you come in the next year with one personnel change, and it seems like the whole scheme is just went out the window. So,
Atlanta Hawks.
So to me, left guard is the biggest position battle to me, and to me, I think it's a tough one to watch because Matt Hennessy is the veteran. Bergeron is only a second-round draft pick, which I'm saying only like it's low, but second round. Congrats to you, sir.
Yeah.
But, with him being a rookie, he's got a lot to prove over a guy like Matt Hennessy that came in last year and proved that he could do it until he fell to some injuries, of course. So that kind of hindered what he had going on last year. So really, if you think about it, it's a make it break it year for Matt Hennessy. Not as well as I say that, but I know he'll probably be on the team as far as depth. But a make it break it as in leading, being that veteran as a starter, being that veteran role for Matt Bergeron. So to me, that's the most interesting spot, a spot that I'm really watching pretty closely. Philip, your thoughts on Matt Bergeron, Matt Hennessy battle, and I'll fill you in on what I think about D and Mike Hughes.
I agree. I feel like it'll be a tough competition between the two because we've seen how Hennessy done last year. He helped our O-line reach top 10 out of the whole league, for the season, which is a big improvement, honestly.
Right.
But, but the thing with Bergeron, we moved up in the draft, I'm pretty sure, to get him. So that makes you think it makes you think they done that for competition, which is a good thing, honestly. Right. So it just puts in a perspective who you think. That one's a little bit harder for me to say than what I feel like the D. Alford.
Right. Yeah, because it holds so much value to that spot because that is a very, very solid spot. Real quick, while we got some viewers in here, man, if you will, please drop a comment. Let me know who you are. If you haven't subscribed, introduce yourself to us because, like I said, I can only see your view. I can't see your comment. If you're listening, wherever you're listening at, we greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that share. Philip, talking more about that D and Mike Hughes battle there. That's a very, very interesting battle. I've talked about it a couple times. We've actually discussed it here on the show, and it seems like D. Alford always gets thrown up here on the show. Matter of fact, shout out to D. Alford. He posted on Twitter about whose podcast should I join, and of course, a lot of podcasters went and commented, that he should join us. So Dirty Fanatics United commented and left him a picture because we met him at training camp, met him at the couple of practices, football games, and so he's actually took a couple pictures with us. So I posted the pictures, and D. Alford liked the picture and showed a little love there. So shout out to D. Alford for engaging with fans because fans love to see it. Even if the man never steps foot on this podcast, I appreciate you liking my podcast post because this gets the name out. So shout out to everybody that's seen that. Shout out to D. Alford. But man, D. Alford's a grinder, bro. I love D. Alford. He was a guy last year on One Time for the Fan that we talked about a lot because he made his way from an XFL all the way up to where this man's at now, talking about a starting position in the freaking NFL. That's huge. That's huge coming into year
Won
2
a
for D.
championship, I'm pretty
Alford.
sure, in college.
Yeah. So, I mean, D. Alford's not a slouch. He came in, he stood his ground when he needed to. We don't talk much about the Bengals game because that was just a injury-prone game as it was. That's a big target for a guy like D. Alford to come in and have to face a Jamar Chase or a T. Higgins. You think about it, man, the Bengals over there are stacked. They got 3 number 1 receivers.
At receivers, they're crazy because wasn't it AJ Terrell that went down with a hamstring?
Yeah.
I thought so.
So
and we didn't have Casey Hayward.
Other than that, D. Alford has been pretty solid, I would say. And he's to me, I would say he's working his way up to be a fan favorite by liking tweets. His name, he's actually been getting his name out in the media. People's been talking about how he's battling. Mike Hughes is another one. I mean, he's a veteran guy. He's that veteran guy. He's gonna bring that to your defense. He's gonna bring leadership to your defense. So, yeah, I mean, that's a very good point that you picked out D. Alford and Mike Hughes because that's a very, very tight spot. Philip, let's run to the chat real quick, man. Let's see who's talking with us and who's talking Falcon football, watching the Dirty Fanatics United.
The DFU.
That boy Jonathan Krapp said, "What's good? What's good, Jonathan? Appreciate you doing, dog." Stormy Sapp said, "Happy Friday, rise up. Happy Friday. Thank God for the weekend. No doubt." Miss Gary said, "What's up, Chase and Phillip? Happy Friday. Happy Friday." My boy Caleb with the 1 in the chat. If you haven't entered the raffle, drop your 1s in the chat. We will actually be closing the raffle Sunday at 8. Sunday night, we'll go live at 8. And after the show, the raffle entry will be closed. So if you haven't dropped your 1s, do so. Right now, Bucket Hat is leading the race. So Bucket Hat,
y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is.
Go to Twitter.
Bucket Hat game. Drop your 1s.
My boy Lee said, "I want that hat, Chase." Hey man, it was gonna be this hat or the Bucket Hat, and the Bucket Hat seemed to outbeat the draft cap. So as of now, it is Bucket Hat.
We got last year's draft hat too. This was personally sent from the team.
Hey, how are y'all? What's good, Miss Kiki? Appreciate you viewing in. Miss Kiki, man, she stays busy watching content creators and being a co-host over at One Time for the Fan with us. So shout out Kiki. Sterling Wood said, "Happy Friday. Would have won." Sterling, I got your name actually already on the list, brother. So quick rundown on who I have. So just to let people know what kind of raffle we got. Man, we got Erica Sykes, Deke Ruffin, Jeff Wolf, Marcus Boyd, Lee Miller, Kiki, Stormy Sapp, Caleb Jones, Ricardo, Carrie, 95 North Talk Show, my boy Berto, Diana, Brett Lloyd Sr., Brandon Duvall, Sterling Woods, Caleb Maxwell, Troy Mack, Jeff Wolf. For some reason, I got you too, Jeff Wolf. Scribbled out. Deke Ruffin. So, man, we are getting people, and I appreciate everybody that subscribed because that's all new subscribers because you have to be subscribed to win. And
tell
anybody that's came over to subscribe, we appreciate it. We're growing tremendously. Like I said, it's small stepping stones of where we want to be, but we're definitely moving. We're at 158 subscribers, Philip. So last show we was at 153, I believe it was. So shout out to everybody. We're
that's just in 1 week.
Growing slowly, but we greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. So tell your friends, your family, or anybody you know that's a Falcons fan. Just send them our way. Send them our way.
Since there's some 1s in the chat, so I'll go ahead and break down and give away details. Sunday, it will be over with. Sunday night. Next Saturday, me and Philip will be at training camp. So if you're at training camp, meet up with us. Let's talk some Falcon football. I'm going to be doing some interviews, trying to do some interviews with some players. Fans.
I might go live for a little bit while I'm there on my Twitch. So if you want to pop up on that, hey.
So as far as the training camp goes, we will have the Bucket Hat.
With us.
The Bucket Hat will be signed by whoever we get to sign it. Hopefully Bijan, hopefully Drake, Desmond, people like that.
Yes,
so
sir.
Get your 1s in because it's a free, easy subscribe. You just hit a button. It don't cost any money. So appreciate everybody that has subscribed. Philip, on to our next subject. Speaking of training camp, no pup list for Kyle Pitts. Your thoughts on that? And what does Kyle Pitts do in year 2 or year 3? I say year 2 because he took the short season last year. But year 3, what does Kyle Pitts do for this offense? And how does Arthur Smith get it rolling with him?
All right. So let's break it down for you.
Break it down.
I,
Break it down.
this man he's a very, very special piece to this team. I get people wants him to have the ball, but it don't always look like he's doing the most as people say. But you're having to look at it in a different perspective. This man is drawing double coverages for other people to get the ball. He's making up great blocks to put up a great run like this past season. But I feel like he's going to get the ball more than he did this previous season. And no hate to Mariota.
Hate.
But I feel like Desmond Ridder will get him the ball more than what and get it connected to him than what.
You look at Drake London's stats when Ridder came in. That's all the proven stats you need about getting the ball to the receiver. Desmond Ridder can do it. He did it with Anthony Pruitt. His first NFL touchdown was from a tight end with the name of Anthony Pruitt. And we know Kyle Pitts. Is just no shade to Anthony Pruitt because I respect you, sir. But we know Kyle Pitts is just a little bit better than Anthony Pruitt. So shout out to Desmond and shout out to Pruitt and Kyle Pitts because Kyle Pitts is gonna ball. Desmond Ridder is gonna ball. Calling it here right now.
And we got us a new Jonnu Smith.
A little bit of news that we kind of seen coming. We've talked about it a little bit here on the show, but Caleb Huntley says the Falcons have placed Caleb Huntley on physically unable to perform list. So, Philip, your thoughts on Caleb Huntley? What does this mean for him in the future? Is he a Falcon, or do we release Caleb Huntley and let him test the water? What do you think?
I don't think we'll get rid of him this season. I feel like we'll give him another shot. And if it don't plan out like they have in plans or like certain things, then maybe it's time to see him go. But the only reason I say this is because we have an elder guy, Cordero Patterson. He's getting up there in age. It's nothing to do with how he plays. It's just age-wise, Right. You want these younger players like Caleb Huntley. With having Patterson, now you have your three people that you want in the backfield, but it could also go to a receiver or anywhere else on the field that you want him to. But I say keep Huntley in the meantime, unless you need to make some changes. Unless you need to, then you send him off.
What you have to think about here, Philip, and I'm not against that 100% because I'm cool with Caleb Huntley. Met him a couple of times, took a picture with him after some games. Caleb Huntley's a really cool guy. But you think about it, Caleb Huntley has a talent that not all running backs have. He knows how to hit the hole. He's an uphill runner. He doesn't take loss of yards unless the play's just blown up. Caleb Huntley was a guy that toted the rock for us a couple of games last year and did damn good with a Tyler Algier pair. So the Caleb Huntley situation for me is if Caleb Huntley gets put on IR, I believe if he gets put on practice squad because you got a Tyler Algier,
somebody will pick him up.
Somebody's going to grab Caleb Huntley. And if he goes on a practice squad to get healthy, unless you put I believe you can put a tag on him or something. There's something you can do there to keep. Yeah. But I could see Caleb Huntley possibly leaving the Atlanta Falcons this season. I could see last year being his last season, but that is not me saying I don't want Caleb Huntley here. Right. I respect Caleb. Shout out to you for what you did last year to carry the rock and help Tyler Algier put 1,000 to be that veteran role for
Carolina game, especially.
Real quick, we're going to drop an ad for Dubby. Shout out Dubby, our first ever sponsor. Dubby is an energy drink that is a jitterless, all natural fruit energy. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Shout out Dubby. Dubby supplied us with some free supplements. Not much of an energy drinker, but it helps the channel, helps us grow. If you haven't already, check out Dubby. If you do, use our discount code DirtyBirds, all caps with an S. We get a little bit over here for the channel, and also you get a little bit of discount. So it's healthier and it's less caffeine and sugar than what you get in a Monster or a Red Bull. So shout out Dubby. But on to our next subject here, Philip. Who is fighting for a spot to even make this team? Who is that player that you think is just is really, really fighting for a last chance here in Atlanta, or is even fighting to make it past training camp? Who do you think and why?
This is going to be a big name, but just because of the certain situations, I'm going with Eddie Goldman, and here's why. That at that certain position, we are heavily stacked with like certain players like Campbell, Grady. We have Campbell, or I already said that, but
Bud
Onyemata.
Dupree, Onyemata,
Certain people.
AK. There's
You
the D line
you got
stack. Yeah,
you got literally stacked at that position. All right, so and he's been gone for 2 years. I hadn't played football, which I haven't kept up with him, but
right.
he could have been keeping in shape, but I haven't kept up with him, so I don't know that for sure. But I just feel like
When you talk
with all them
about
odds against him, it's just
when
kind
you
of
talk
hard.
about Eddie Goldman not playing in 2 years, you also got to think this is a guy that as soon as we picked off the waivers last year, decided to retire. He
Yeah.
decided to take it to the house. I don't know if it was mentally, physically, what was going on, if it was something in the house, whatever it is, it seems to be figured out because Eddie Goldman is back. He will be at training camp and he will be battling. So we will see what happens there with Eddie Goldman. Philip, that's a good one because I've mentioned it before in the past on other shows, like One Time for the Fan, that Eddie Goldman's something that's going to be battling to even make a roster spot. So shout out for that. Somebody that I'm going to throw out there, and it's somebody that some people like. I know the coach likes him, but I would say Frank Darby.
Oh yeah.
Frank Darby. This is a guy that's just really, really gonna be on a hot seat this season. I think to make it in the sleeve because you got a Mike Hughes, a Scotty Miller. You still have Hodge. You still got Drake London. You got Matt Collins. Have I said Matt Collins? You got a couple of guys there that's ahead of you at receiver, and you also got some that you brought in on undrafted free agents that you brought in, you tested out. So, Frank Darby, pick it up, sir. I respect.
I would love to see
I
it.
love to see Darby still on the squad because he's a hype master. He knows how to get the team started to keep some.
I'd love to see you on. I'd love to see you in that slot or certain, just certain things. I'd like to see you out there.
Darby is a beefed up dude.
We ain't had a hyped up receiver since Muhammad Sanu, one of my personal favorites. But we ain't had one of them type of guys since him.
Facts.
We need that energy, man.
What was it you used to say? Bean talk.
Bean talk, baby.
Bean talk, you heard. Shout out Muhammad Sanu, man. We're gonna get Sanu on the podcast one day, Philip. It's gonna happen. I don't know when, but it's gonna freaking happen because Sanu is one of our favorites, and the season he brought us in 2016 to 2017 was amazing. So we appreciate you, Muhammad Sanu. And if you happen to ever see this podcast, message us, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It doesn't matter. We're gonna respond back
for sure. Hey, he already responded to me, so.
We've already touched up on giveaway details. So, Philip, man, it's time to introduce. First, we'll into the chat real quick. Let's see what the chat's talking about. Sterling Will said, "Okay, man, I hope I get the hat. Rise up. Pitts is having 1,000 yards this year. Ritter is better passing than Marcus. Facts.
I believe it.
Philip, what do you, just to touch up on Sterling's comment here real quick, what do you think is the success to 1,000-yard season for Kyle Pitts? What is the success for that to happen?
Not necessarily like just, I don't know, just really feeding off other people too. Like they feed off of him too. It's just certain situations back and forth, you know what I mean? For 1,000 yards. Kind of like how with Matt Ryan, it's going to be certain situations like how he did with there. I think he'll go deep a lot because he could run that like he.
Oh yeah,
Maddie put him in those situations to run deep, and he went up and got the ball with I feel and Ritter's like a type of QB kind of like Matt that can get the ball like that, but he just has a little bit more arm strength than what Matt did. So that's going to be exciting to see, and just start in his normal tight end routes. I feel like it's just going to be what's going on.
Right, and you talk about Kyle Pitts getting 1,000-yard season, Sterling. I think what makes Pitts a 1,000-yard rusher or receiver this year is Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith has got a game plan for Kyle Pitts. He's got to have a game plan for a Drake London. He's got to have a game plan for a Bijan Robinson. So many targets, so many weapons on one offense that it's going to be hard. Arthur Smith has a hard job this year. He's already taken on 2 jobs, being an offensive coordinator and a head coach. So shout out to Arthur Smith, and
And
I'm sure he studies his game. I'm sure he's gonna get it right. But Arthur, we got to have you this year, dog.
if Pitts don't get that 1,000 yards, as fans, man, we gotta realize see the big picture here, man.
Yeah,
we gotta
no
keep
doubt.
supporting them boys. We can't call them a buzz.
What it is
We gotta pay you.
Kyle Pitts was number 4. You know what I mean? He was that number 4 draft pick, highest to ever be. So there's a lot on the table for Kyle Pitts being injured last year, coming into season 3. I think he has one more season left on his contract. So a contract extension is coming up, and for Kyle Pitts to get that highest tight end pay that I know he's probably going to want, which all players want and deserve if they put it out on the field. So Kyle Pitts, we need you to show out this year, bro. Arthur Smith, we need you to draw it up the right way, and no shots at either one. Not taking shots at either one because, like I said, Dirty Bird till the day I die. So it is who it is.
It's a team thing.
It's who I'm repping.
It's a team thing. We got to do what we got to do.
Headed over to the comments. Caleb said Robinson and Algier is going to be a scary duo. Exactly. And don't forget about a Cordell Patterson and throwing the mix there too. Philip, your thoughts on Robinson and Algier? Facts.
Scared. I'm hyped for it though. I can't wait.
Miss Pam in the chat. What's good, Miss Pam? She said hello, Chase and co-host. I like this one here. Bijan and Algier both 1,000-yard rushers.
I can see that.
Philip, just think about this, bro. Just think about this. Drake London, 1,000 yards. Kyle Pitts, 1,000 yards. Tyler Algier, 1,000 yards. Bijan Robinson, 2,000 yards. I'm playing 1,000 yards.
We moving the ball.
Bro, we got 4,000 rushers, and then don't forget Desmond Ridder's throwing for 4,000 this year. So suck on that one, haters. But yeah, so you just look at that. There's so many targets. There's and don't even look at the Drake London situation like he won't hit 1,000 because he was what?
Oh, he was about there, yeah.
200-300 away his rookie season with
would have had it if it
with a bridge QB.
For the fumble.
So shout out to Drake. Drake's going to do tremendous things, I think, in year 2. And what I've been reading, Drake's the guy that's really showing out this offseason. And damn, I don't have my jersey on tonight.
I got it, baby. Oh, you see it number 5, baby.
Real quick, man. I'm introducing something new to the show tonight. And if you're here again, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know you're here. Because, like I said, we can't see you. All we see is the view. We would really appreciate to know who's watching our show so we can show you some love for supporting us and watching us throughout the whole show. Something new we're going to drop here tonight, Philip. Trivia questions. Comment, please, or viewers, please comment. Let us know who you think. And before we actually answer the correct answer, I will go through the comments and see what you guys think. Philip, you ready for trivia night?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So quick, there's only 3 questions tonight. This is something new. Like I said, we're going to try it. And Friday nights are going to be our regular time now. Friday nights at 8 until, of course, high school football season starts. Because, like I said, we love some football and we love our
Pirates, baby.
So shout out to B-Town and them Appleton County Pirates. We got to get it this year. But trivia question number 1, Philip, and chat. What year was the Atlanta Falcons founded? I'm gonna give you 4 answers, and you gotta choose from one. Pretty easy, pretty simple. If you're a Dirty Bird, I think you should know it. 1955, 1975, 1965, or 1985. Don't answer. Don't answer. Yes.
Oh, well, I thought you was asking me, bro.
1965. Ding, 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 ding. You're right.
All right. I got you. My bad.
All right. Let's check the chat, man. We got some comments here. Let's see what's going on.
That's my fault.
You good? I'm looking forward. My defense create havoc on the opposing offense. Facts, Miss Pam. We need somebody that's going to come in here and get a couple of sacks this season. We need some double sack leaders. Grady, whoever will do it. Got some 1965s in the chat. We see who the real fans are. You know when the Dirty Birds were invested.
I mean, it wasn't no brainer. I wasn't spoiling it.
All right, on to the next one, man. I should have did like 6 of these, but on to the next one. This one's gonna be a little harder. I don't think you'll know this one. Because like I said, you're a baby. You're a little baby.
I don't mean I don't know that. Man.
Who was the first head coach of the Atlanta Falcons? Norv Hecker, Listen, I'm about to give you three people to choose from: Norb Hecker, Marion Campbell, or Don Shula. Give me your answer, and then I'll check the chat and we'll see what the chat thinks. I'll give about 5 minutes for both. Norb Hecker, Marion
I'm
Campbell,
gonna
or
say
Don
A.
Shula.
I'm gonna say A.
Norb Hecker.
Yeah.
All right. Ding 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 ding.
Hey yo, let's go.
Miss Pamela, Norb Hecker. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I
There
thought
it
so,
is.
but I didn't know that.
There it is. Going on to question number 3 real quick. Who was the first Falcon to register more than 90 sacks for the franchise? I'm going to give you a couple of names here. Chat, Philip, think about it.
Say the question again.
Who was the first Falcon to register more than 90 sacks for the Atlanta Falcons? Claude Humphrey, Patrick Kearney, Chuck Smith, John Zook. Don't say it out. Just let see what the chat says, and then I'll tell you the answer. Think about it. Claude Humphrey, Chuck Smith, Patrick Kearney, or John Zook. John Zook, my bad.
I'm gonna go with A.
Pam and Kiki fast with it, boy.
I'm gonna go with A.
Claude Humphrey.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
Hey
ding.
yo, yeah, we go. You know what it is, baby. You know what it is.
3-0
I'm a baby though, man.
Miss
I'm a
Pam
baby.
with the Claude Humphrey, Kiki with the Claude, Stormy Sat with the Humphrey. Dirty Birds, we see you. We see you. Appreciate everybody that just participated in our little trivia night here. It worked out pretty well. I'll have more questions.
I ain't no baby.
Hey, good stuff.
I know my stuff, baby.
Good stuff. I'll give you that. Philip, man, with the trivia being the last subject for the night, bro, that was lit and it worked. So we'll do more. We'll do maybe 10 questions next time. But I want to give a shout out to the 12 viewers that we have in here right now. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Like I said, we're growing slowly but surely, and we couldn't do it without you guys leaving comments, liking the show, sharing. Like I said, if you haven't hit the subscribe, please do so. It helps us out tremendously. It helps us out tremendously, and not only does it help us out, but it's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. And with subscribes later on in the future, we'll do more content and more giveaways. So the only way to win here at Dirty Fanatics United is to be subscribed. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Leave your ones in the chat. Leave your ones in the Sunday show, because like I said, Sunday night after the podcast, the entry is closed. So Sunday night at 8, we will be live. Check in. We'll be on YouTube. Like I said, Facebook's tweaking right now. So for now, we're just on YouTube and Twitter. Like I said, invite whoever. If they're a Falcon fan, get them in here, man. We want to talk to them. We want to chat it up about some Falcon football. So like I said, shout out to everybody. Miss Carrie would have won in the chat. Miss Pam would have won in the chat. Let's see if I got Miss Pam on here. Miss Pam. Nope, I have Carrie already. She said, I think I'm already entered, but she put a 1 anyway, so shout out Carrie. Miss Pam would have won. Let's add Miss Pam to the list, Philip. So we in there, man. We in there. I love it, man. I love seeing people post and get with the stuff, get with the program. Paul Sapp would have won, so that's another one to add. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do some future giveaways, and we'll do more for anybody to come over and subscribe, man. We appreciate everybody that subscribe. Philip, before we get ready to close this thing out, any shout outs? Like I said, let these people know where they can find you, all your social media platforms, and what you got going on over there.
All right, so shout out to everybody in the chat as always. Hey, appreciate the comments. Everybody entering in the giveaway. We will see y'all next weekend. So if y'all are there, come chat with us. I am going to be live streaming on my Twitch for a little bit. Maybe talk to some of you.
We will, like I said, we will have these interviews. Yeah,
probably before.
I'm going to try to do interviews, and I know for sure I can do it with fans, but if they're not allowing us to do it at training camp, we're not going to mess around
of course.
And do that. But go ahead, Phil.
But if I can't do that, look me up on Twitch at Avutz, AVUTZ. I
Right
I
there.
stream there sometimes. Yeah, literally right here. I stream on there. I have been a little slacky here lately, but I stream on there. I play certain games, or come talk to me. Honestly, if you want to
Hey,
chat,
y'all heard it. Go
if I'm
follow the
playing, come
man. Drop a
chat.
subscribe for him. Hit
We
a
can
like.
talk more Falcons football while we in the chat because I don't mind, or we can talk about anything else. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, shout out to everybody.
Philip, before we get off real quick, one question for you. What is your most exciting and one thing you're looking forward to for training camp coming up next Saturday for us? It opens up to the public Thursday, but we work all the way here in Baxter.
My most exciting?
We got a 4-hour ride in, so we'll be there Saturday, but definitely get with us Saturday. Philip, go ahead.
My most exciting thing?
Yeah, what are you looking forward to for
just being there, honestly. Because y'all took that trip to New Orleans. That I should have went, but I didn't. So my last game was the home game against the Panthers. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but that was my last time.
Shout out to Jack. Had us on the floor. Shout out to Jack.
So that was my last time being with something with the Falcons. So certain things like that, and I'm just ready to see some of the players too when I get there. Just to like Bijan, I just want to see what he's at. Like what's he up to? Bijan. I'm ready to see Bijan. Ready to see Drake. Certain players. Ready to see Ritter. Just certain things like that. It's just great to be back.
No doubt.
That's what I'm excited for.
I'll fill in my favorite thing for training camp, man. I'm ready to get back and bust down one of them Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. I don't know about y'all, but the $1 food truck be hitting at the bins or at the training camp in Flowery Branch. So shout out to Flowery Branch for keeping the prices cheap so people can afford to come for free and eat off the concession stands for a whole meal for $1 of whatever you get. So shout out to that. Shout out to Atlanta Falcons. Real quick before we close this thing out, I want to give a shout out to all the new subscribers, all the people that's viewing, everybody that's liked, that's shared, that's told anybody about Dirty Fanatics United. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate One Time for the Fan. Started over there. I co-host over there. There will be no show Sunday for One Time for the Fan, but Dirty Fanatics United will be live Sunday at 8 here on YouTube. Make sure you tune in. Tell your friends. Tell your mom. Tell your cousins. Tell whoever. But we would really, really appreciate if y'all tune back in with us Sunday to keep this thing popping. Thanks to everybody that commented in the chat. Once again, if you go visit W, make sure you use our code DirtyBirds, all caps with an S, 10% off, and we get a small proceeds here for the channel. So there will be future Dirty Fanatics United merch coming soon. So keep an eye out on that. We will have a lot more coming here on the show. But for today, that is all the Dirty Fanatic news and content that we have for you. This is your boy Chase.
Your boy Philip.
Rise up.